So it cooks in the steam. So exactly, like I've never tried that. But I think it is the significance of dumplings that food is steam. So,
and it's common for all of us. So everybody cooks in different ways. So it's okay to how you like it. But I like your way.
Yes. Yeah, it depends on the boil actually. So I think you have to pinch it. That's I'm not sure if maybe the filling will come out if you boil it. So and the dough is very thin. So you have to make it thicker if you want to boil it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. And Almagül, we do have a lot of vegetarian friends. Can you please give some clue for the vegetarian if they want to make in the vegetarian way?
Yes. In our culture, in our country, I'm from Kazakhstan actually. So we don't do vegetarian because, like, to imagine, we live nomadic lives. Like long ago, we lived nomadic lives. So to be vegetarian for Kazakh people, it is impossible. That's why vegetarian month is something that you cannot in Kazakhstan. But I know a lot of friends who do vegetarian month. They add pumpkin, some add cabbage, like filling to the mantou. So it depends on you. So you can any variation of filling can work, I think.
Yeah, I ate one of my friend in Joburg. I ate by her. I'm not veggie person. I tell first that she made with pumpkin and baby marrow. Oof, it was delicious. It was mouth watering. For me also to I use more mince. Like I used to eat with mince, but that's also very good one. And some people they do with potatoes, isn't it?
Potato, pumpkin, carrot. I even saw a mantou with feta cheese. So you can do feta cheese filling with spinach.
Okay.
Any like filling, use your imagination to do the filling. So whatever your family loves, whatever your husband. When in the video, when I took the video, my husband was taking the video, and when I told them whatever your children love, my husband said, "Why children? Why not husbands?" So whatever your family, whatever your husbands, whatever your children love. So use your imagination.
Okay. I think I think I have to share this with you. When I was small kids and when I grow up in my home, in fact, in my hometown, we don't have this dumpling. So I didn't grow up with it. So my family never did it. So I wasn't familiar to it. So once that, we grow up, like people from neighbors, so they making, like dumpling. They open the door and they put their uncooked filling and they close it and throwing into boiling water. For me, from distance, I was always thinking, how could they eat this? It's so fish, it's delish, how do people enjoy with this? If it will be baked or it will be cooked, fried in the oil, maybe it will be a good option. But how do people eat from distance? What I was, it seems to, like this. But when I taste it, I just say, oh my God, it was delicious and, totally, I was changing what I was thinking before. So please give it a try if you're not sure, how does it taste. I'm sure you're all gonna love it. My family, my children, my husband, they all asking today. They asking, "Are you going to do dumpling for us?" I said, "No, this for cooking class. Someone else is going to cook." So yes, once you get used to it, they will love it. Almagül, we have a lot of comments for you. Can you freeze the dumplings that someone is Kuman Santon? We have a question. If we freeze, it's okay. Dumplings.
Can we freeze? Yes. You can freeze the dumplings. So you have to shape them, then you freeze them. And have to cook just you don't need to unfreeze them, so just put them frozen ones onto the pots, onto
Okay.
the
And I think South Africans have different way of making dumplings, not in a steamer. Okay, it's common food. You know, everybody have their different way to do it, and everybody they say it looks delicious. I think a lot of people are going to try it. Hopefully, thank you for sharing your recipe with us. Amina, would you like to ask any question? Do you have anything to say?
Well, thank you very much. That's very, very exciting. I am certainly going to try it. As one of the Aisha Burzuk said, South Africans have different ways of making dumplings. So I think it's a different texture. It's a different kind of dumpling. It's the kind of thing that you can put in the soup as well. And I think in Germany, I've eaten dumplings that my mother-in-law made as well, putting dried fruit and fruit inside the dumpling and then putting it inside the soup. So there are various ways of doing it, but this is certainly very, very exciting, and it feels like I'm there with your children enjoying the dumplings. It's absolutely fabulous. Thank you.
Yeah.
I think it is healthy when healthy foods, because it is steamed or cooked in the water. You know, it's not fried. So.
To everybody, warmth, love, caring, and shine. He was mischievous. My memory is that I became a daughter instead of being a worker. I became a friend, I became a colleague, as he wanted to call me, his colleague. And he made my life easier, looking after my children, looking after myself, and making sure that everything goes well with me. Every single day he'll ask me, how's my family? And he will tell me that, don't think I don't know what you are doing to me, because I know you don't see your family more often, but you are with my family all the time, and that doesn't go to somebody who doesn't notice. I notice everything that you're doing for me. Dumplings, Sam and beans will just go to the first top.
Amina, yes, you can carry on.
Oh, that was lovely. It must be so special to be adopted as a friend, as a daughter, as part of the Mandela household. That's very, very special. And yes, there's this book of recipes that some of you might be familiar with. But let me introduce our next guest, who needs no introduction. She's the director of the Women Platform, Isagul Ergo. I don't know if there are any newcomers, but she is awesome, and she will take us through the next stage of this cooking lesson. Thank you, Isagul.
Hi everyone, this is Ayşegül Ergün from Turquoise Harmony Institute. I'm the director for Women Platform. You are used to seeing me in the cooking class kitchen while I'm telling you the recipes and ingredients. And for the first time, I am now making you a Turkish chicken soup in my own kitchen. So welcome to my kitchen. I want to start with the ingredients first, and I have a full chicken, but I'm not going to use. I'm going to boil it as a whole, but I'm going to use only half of it. I have salt, and I have half a glass of vermicelli, half a lemon, 2 tablespoons of flour, and 2 tablespoons of plain yogurt, and 1 egg yolk. And at the end, while you will need this while you are serving your soup, you will need 1 tablespoon of butter with a teaspoon of crushed chilies and 1 teaspoon of mint. And we have our 8 cups of fresh water, and my cup is 200 milliliters. The first step is you're going to take washed and ready your chicken. I'm going to put it in my pressure cooker, and I'm going to level it with 8 cups of water. And what I'm doing is I'm closing the lid of my pressure cooker. Yes. Now I'm putting it on my stove. This is the first step. See you in the next step. Now our chicken is done. It's ready. As I told you, I boiled the whole chicken, but I'm going to use half of it. I shredded the chicken. I have my shredded chicken here. This is half a chicken, and I have my gravy here. This is the gravy that I boiled the chicken in, and I have my half cup of vermicelli. Now the second step is I'm putting my vermicelli in the chicken gravy. And I also add my shredded chicken into the soup. And I put it on the stove. Now the gravy is already hot. Now it's going to start boiling. And I'm going to wait till the vermicelli is soft. But now the second step, I'm going to prepare the sauce for the soup to give it the taste. For this, my yogurt, plain yogurt, my flour, my egg yolk, then my half lemon juice. Yes. So I mix them well. If it's too hard, you can add half a glass of water, and you mix it well. As you see, my sauce is ready. Now let's wait for the vermicelli to get soft. Now my vermicelli is soft. I have my shredded chicken gravy, salt, and vermicelli in the soup. Now it's time to add our sauce. As you remember, my yogurt, lemon juice, egg yolk, and flour is in this sauce. What I'm going to do, I'm going to add, but slowly, into my soup. Why it's slowly? So that it will dissolve quickly. And don't forget to stir constantly while you are adding your sauce into your soup. And this was the final stage. You can just boil it for a few minutes, then your soup is ready. But meanwhile, I'm going to fry in a butter my dry mint and red chilies. I'm going to fry it here, but I'm going to use it only when I'm serving my soup. Yes, my second sauce is also ready. My dry mint and red chilies are fried in butter. Now the final step, I'm going to put the stove off, and I'm adding my butter with spices into my soup. Yes, and my soup is ready to enjoy.
Wow, that was amazing, Ayşegül. You make it look so simple.
I didn't make it to look simple. It's already simple.
It's also delicious, and I think chicken is a favorite dish of so many of us. I believe, if it's correct, chicken soup or chicken stew was the first meal that Mr. Mandela ate as a free man. So it's quite interesting that you chose this recipe, also one of his favorite recipes. But if I can just indulge a little bit, going back to when I wrote a letter to Mr. Mandela, I took a picture of his homestead in the Transkei, as well as his graveyard. And on the graveyard, there were chickens running around. And I took photographs that I took and attached chicken feathers to the photograph and sent it into Robben Island prison. Of course, the prison warders withheld this and wouldn't give it to him. So maybe 2 years later, I reprinted another set of photographs, this time without the chicken feathers. And in response to that letter, which he managed to get, he wrote me this letter to say how the pictures that really opened memories of his childhood and where he grew up. And when he comes out of prison, he'll show me his beautiful places in the Transkei. So you can imagine getting a letter from the world's number one prisoner to say that he'll take me with him to the Transkei, and that is in fact how it happened. I accompanied him and spent many years together with him. So yeah, thank you very much, Ashago. I mean that was astounding. That was absolutely fabulous. Mehtab, do we do the next video, or do we ask questions at this stage of Aisha?
Yes,
Maybe there are questions.
She can explain us, her recipe. Then, please carry.
The mic is with me, I think. The recipe has been already shared in the chat, also on our Facebook page, just below the video on the comments section. But I just want to say, we discussed with our friends. The first thing that we wanted to make was actually not chicken soup, but tribe soup. Because, in the interview also, Zolis was said Mandela used to like tribe and oxtail. So we wanted to make tribe in our Turkish style, because we eat tribe as a soup. But then it's not that popular in South Africa. We do that soup in the same way as I did the chicken soup. So because he used to like chicken, as you said, so we changed the recipe into the chicken soup. Soup is a very important part of Turkish culture. Actually, in Turkish, soup is çorba. We say çorba. And it's a word which comes from Persian. In Persian, it's surba. Very similar, the roots are the same, and it is a combination of two words, which are salty and love. So that's very interesting. When I first read about it, it was, salty and two words coming together makes çorba. In English, it's soup. And in Turkish kitchen, in Turkish recipes, there are more than 500 soups, different varieties of soups. And because it's water-based, different from the Western and European and American style, we make the soup. It's water-based. So because it's water-based, there are many more varieties of soups that we make. And the other thing is we have to have many recipes for soups, because we eat soups every day. We can even have it with breakfast. But for our lunch, for our supper, we always start with soup, because we believe that it softens the stomach and makes it ready for the other substantial food and the main course. And for example, the soup, the tribe soup that I was talking about, it's a soup that people drink at night. I don't know the reason, but we can have soup the whole day, any time of the day, or with any meal, all three courses. And also it's good for digestion system, because it's liquid. And that's all I want to say. And the other thing I want to add, we try to make home food in our cooking classes. We try to find different home food. And because, the Zoliswa's book, the recipe book about the favorite dishes of Mandela, the name of the book is Home Food, because Mandela used to like home food too. And in Mandela's household, food was more than a sustenance, and it was about tradition, it was about family, home, sharing, and enjoying meals with those we love. So actually, for our culture also, the food is not just a sustenance, but it's a time that we come together as the family, as friends, to share. And this is the spirit of our cooking class as well. It's not just to show, to demonstrate how to make the food as a as a sustenance, but how food can bring people together to share, to show love, to unite. Yeah, so this is all I want to say. I really want to thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Aysegul. Sorry, I almost missed the question and answer part, of course. I'm sorry. So, messed up, I can also be nervous, eh? And messed up.
Thank you, Aysegul.
Thank you very much. Yes, we have memories also of soup growing up, and soup also for all kinds of occasions. If you think of the month of Ramadan, for example, that's almost the first thing that you break your fast with vegetable soup. And then for convalescence, there's perhaps lentil soup and other soups that we make. So Aysegul, it would be great if the Women Platform can perhaps publish a book of soups, uniting humanity. I think it could be quite interesting. It's a project that we can think about. That's very exciting, very very interesting indeed.
Yes.
But to come back to the chicken, we used to slaughter our own chickens when we grew up, and the chickens definitely tasted different then to what the chickens taste like now. So I don't know if the chicken has evolved into something else over the years. But thank you very much. And your tripe using the same recipe, I didn't think of that. That's very interesting. I know curried tripe. When I grew up, my aunt used to make curried tripe, like a tripe curry, and it was quite a delicacy, almost even eaten as a Sunday lunch. So very very interesting. But I think maybe the younger generation, maybe it's too difficult to find it, or too difficult to clean it, or too difficult to cook it in South Africa. I don't know. Maybe there are other experiences as well. So thank you very much, Aysegul. Meshta?
Thank you, Aysegul. We have very nice comment for you. Let me read it. Wow, you make it simple. I will definitely make this, especially on a cold winter night. So wholesome and great meal. Thanks. So on behalf of our watchers, I also thanks to you.
Mehtap, I just want to add something before we go to the other video. As you also know, we call this soup six soups. And whenever we feel down and we feel sick, and if we have flu, this soup is like a medicine for our moms. So that's why this soup is called six soup in our culture. So I just wanted to add this.
I think if I may comment, it's regarded as chicken soup being great for convalescent purposes, and it's supposed to contain kind of penicillin, if you like. It's a remedy, definitely a remedy. Chicken soup for the soul. Thanks.
Yeah, I think we have reason to eat soup in every time when we are ill, when we in the winter time, in the morning, in the supper. So we all love the soup. Thank you, Aysegul. Now we have last video. Let's watch it, and we're almost coming to our conclusion.
How does a man spend 27 years in prison put there by an oppressor and come out of that experience with not a heart of stone, not a cold heart, but a heart that is willing to forgive and embrace? How is there no bitterness?
Well, I hated oppression. And when I think about the past, the type of things they did, I feel angry. You have a limited time to stay on earth. You must try and use that period for the purpose of transforming your country into what you desire it to be. And therefore, you had to reject all negative features in your own soul, in your blood system, and focus your attention on the positive things. I wanted to be known as Mandela, a man with weaknesses, especially because I knew it was not the contribution of an individual which would bring about liberation and the peaceful transformation of the country. And my first task when I came out was to destroy that myth that I was something other than an ordinary human being.
I had said that you're one of the most humble person I'd ever met. I will tell you that when Mr. Mandela arrived today, he said that our producer met with him in the room, and he said, "What is the subject of today's show?" And she said, "Nelson Mandela, you are the subject of today's show." He goes, "Oh, all right." You are not modest, but a very humble man. I wanted to ask, because I think that is the characteristic that stands out for you above all of them, that you are a peacemaker inside yourself. And how do we begin? Those of us who aren't leading countries, but are just leading our own lives, leading our families, come to a sense of truth and reconciliation with ourselves to be a peacemaker. How do you do that?
The first thing is to be honest with yourself. You can never have an impact on society if you have not changed yourself. And one of the most important weapons in changing yourself is to recognize that people everywhere in the world want peace. But humility is one of the most important qualities which you must have. Because if you are humble, if you make people realize that you are no threat to them, then people will embrace you.
Hi, YouTube.
Thank you very much. I think that just brought back memories. And yes, one of the qualities that stand out is the man's humility. I was stuck by it again and again and again. So thank you, everybody, for making this possible. Alma Gul from Cape Town, Lisa Gul here in Johannesburg, and Mehtab in KZN, I believe. And all our participants, thank you very much for being here, and thank you for dedicating, this lesson to Mandela and his food. July is a very special month. It's a Mandela month, if you like. It's doing 67 minutes of good. It's carrying on his legacy, and I'm sure we're all doing our bit, especially during these challenging times of COVID. This has been most enjoyable for me as well. And it would be great to consider the challenge of publicizing a book of soups. That could be, that would be great. Mehtab, maybe you want to add something, please?
I want to also thank to everyone who has been with us, and thanks to our chefs. They share their beautiful recipe with us. I'm sure a lot of I'm going to try it. And thank you, Amina, for your inspiration talk. And please save the every last Saturday of the month online cooking class. We will be here to waiting you. All the best. See you next month.
Thank you very much.
Bye. Please stay safe.
And healthy.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.